Hi there everyone, and today we'll be checking out and comparing different stampers. When I first started stamping polish, all you could get on the market is this basic stamper here. If you can have a look at it now, it's got a slight squishy feel to it. And I purchased this for 99 cents over at Born Pretty Store. They were cheap as chips. They're red. I used to pop acetone on it, and you didn't have a problem with stamping it at all. These days, you can get anything now from your XL stamper, which is this one here. This comes with a squishy, sticky stamper head, and then a hard rubber end, which is a small detailed. Very similar to the 99-cent one. From there, you go across then to a rectangular squishy stamper. These are around $8, and people started using these ones over the circle ones because of the surface area and obviously compared fitting with the nail. The next one that came along on the market was the different types of squishy heads. I'll be showing you some today. I've got some medium ones from Messy Mansion and also some soft marshmallowy ones, which I'll be showing you the difference in them. Then there was the universal polish stamper that's come out. This again is kind of like different again. It's actually quite weighted. It's firmer than the other ones, and again comes with both ends. And the latest one on the market are the silicone based stampers. This is the Creative stamper. Let me just turn these around so you can see all the different ones. The Creative stamper. This was basically almost a shot glass type holder with a silicone stamper head that you pop in. You have a pop that in like that, and it just squeezes in like so. There now other companies are bringing out the silicone heads because people are preferring the silicone over the rubber. I've got this head here. This has actually been lent to me by the Nail Stamping Queen because I've got some actually coming, but they haven't arrived yet. This is the new one from Fab Your Nails. They're going to be selling these in the kit as well. So with all these different stampers, I'm actually going to go through one by one and stamp them for you, show you the pros and cons to each of the stampers, the different types of heads and how that will benefit you and not benefit you. I won't be stamping on my nails because we have lots to go through. I'll be stamping on a plain piece of card, but what I will show you on my nails, and I've actually just painted these white so they're clear to see in the video, is how the stamper sits on your nails. A lot of people have fairly flat nails, so having a look on a piece of paper is fine, but if you're like me and you have a look here, I have really curved nails, and because of that, some stampers don't work as well as others on my nails, and some stampers work better. So it's good to show you that the way the stamper actually sits on your nail it will depend on your choice of purchase and how the product actually stamps your image that you're after. Okay, so let's have a look at the first one. This is the 99-cent one from Born Pretty Store. I'll show you now. If you can see, it's quite firm to press. If I get something like a basic squishy stamper, I'll show you the difference. If you have a look at that, compared to that, you've got nowhere near as much give as you do with a squishy stamper. Now, why is that beneficial for you or not beneficial for you? Well, if you've got flat nails and they're not very curved, actually, if you have a look at this, these are my, excuse my crappy hand. Okay, this is my crappy hand. If you have a look here, my nails are very flat on my left hand. This is actually my, I'm left-handed, so I don't know why my nails are very flat on this hand. Whereas as they grow and get longer, they become curved. Now, having a not very squishy stamper, when I stamp on my nails, it's not an issue. I just rock it on and rock it off. But when you've got really curved nails, there's a lot more effort involved. And if you have a look, if I stand that like that, push that on, you can see that not very much of the actual stamper itself is touching my nail. If I go ahead and grab the squishy stamper, and do the same thing, you can see that without much pressure, more of the stamper is actually hitting my nails. So what does this mean for you? If you have fairly flat nails and you don't have much of a C-curve, a standard red stamper will be fine for you. You'll get a good result with the squishy stamper as well, but these cheap 99-cent ones will do the job. So let's have a look at how it stamps. Just get the polish out. Of all those ones I'm doing today, I'll be doing it exactly the same. Bit of colour, scrape it across, pop it on, and I'm pushing straight down when I stamp. And there is the result. As you can see, it stamps quite well, but you can see in the middle here, let me get a little pointy stick, that the really fine detail has not come up with the stamper. Okay, so the next one I'm going to try is the rectangle squishy stamper. Now, the rectangle squishy stamper you can buy from Messy Mansion. They do them in 3 different types. They do the really squishy one, which is this one here, and it's quite tacky. I don't know if you can see that. They also do a rectangle hard, firmer one. Now, this is the same kind of material as the 99-cent Born Pretty one. Very similar. It's again not a squishy if you have a look at the difference between the two. Okay, so again, if you've got straighter nails and don't have much of a C-curve, this is a better stamper for you compared to something like this, where if you've got a big C-curve, you'll get a better image. Now, I'd also just like to mention on this as well that some images, if you don't have a massive C-curve and you use a sticky stamper, and I've found this on my left hand because my nails aren't as curved, sometimes it will distort the image. So if you think that a squishy stamper is always going to be better, that's not necessarily the case, because the squishiness of it can actually not be beneficial, because it can actually distort the picture slightly. It will again do the same thing on your C-curve and really curved nails, but not as bad as if you try some images, not everything, on a fairly flat nail. Okay, so let's stamp with these two here. I'm going to use the squishy one first. And then I'm going to use make sure that's dry. And then I'm going to use the standard one. What I do like also about the rectangle stampers, and you can see this, is that it fits the stamping plate perfectly. If you have a look there, see, it fits it perfectly, which is great. Sorry, I shouldn't have done that because I just another one. Let me just do that again. And here you go. I'm just going to zoom that in a little bit for us. Okay, so on the left, you've got the rectangle with the squishy. As you can see here, it's picked up just as well as the Born Pretty one. Honestly, the Born Pretty one is pretty good value for money for 99 cents. And if you compare the rectangle squishy to the non-squishy, you can see that the image is not as clear with the non-squishy one compared to the squishy one. Honestly, the non-squishy red version I rarely use. This is my go-to one, the squishy rectangle one. Okay, so the next one on the market that is quite popular is the double-headed XL stamper. You tend to find this is what most people use. It's got a squishy, removable large end. Put that in there. And then on the other you've got a small, hard, not as squishy, detailed stamper on this end. This is used quite a lot. Size-wise, if you have a look, you can see it's larger than the rectangle, so you can get more image if you've got wider nails. This is quite a good one compared to this, but that's a good comparison of size. And there's the 99cent one, so you get a good idea of what size for your nails. Okay, so I'll stamp with this now, so you can have a look of how it stamps. Picks up well, and you can see that it stamps really clear, just as clear as the rectangle squishy one as well. Okay, I'll stamp the small end as well, so you can see what the small end looks like. So it picks it up nice and clear. As you can see, you've got quite a clear stamped image as well with this one, and it's great for detailed images. Okay, so when the squishy stamper came out, the XL one, the next thing that came out was a bunch of different heads that you could use. I've got several here. The first ones are the soft. Let me pull them out for you. What I like about this particular way of selling product is that it's easily interchangeable. So that literally just comes out like that, and then you put the new one in and squash it in. And it comes in a light and dark colour. I like how Messy Mansion have sold them like this, because if you're stamping a light colour, it's easier to see on a dark stamper head, whereas if you used a white one you can't see it. And then they've got a light coloured head for when you're stamping dark colours. Now, this is classed as the soft squishy stamper. You can see these are lovely and squashy. I'm going to go ahead and put the dark one back because I'm going to be stamping with a light colour. So I'll pop that back. Okay. Now, to show you, give you an idea, I'm going to zoom in a little bit for you. Here we go. Okay, so this is the soft. You can see it's quite squishy. And this is the one that comes with the stamper. So if I squeeze them both at the same time, you can see that this is a lot more pliable than this one. This is going to be great that if you've got really curvy nails, this is going to be fantastic for your nails, because you're going to be able to literally see it's almost covering my whole nail, and I'm not even hardly pressing at all. So I'm going to pop that in here so I can show you what it looks like when it stamps. Just clean a bit of rubbish off it. Okay. Picks up nice and clean. And there you have it, nice clean image, the same as the other one. Okay, so the next one I have for squishy stampers is the medium. So this is the soft and this is the medium. The medium comes again in a dark and a light, so you can use the dark for light stamping and the light for dark stamping. I'm going to use again the light one. I just want to give you again an idea of the difference in pressure that you would need for something like this. This is the soft and this is the medium. Now compare those two, I would say that the medium is slightly harder than the white that comes with an XL stamper, just a tad. So I'm going to pop the pink one away, which is the soft one, and we're going to put the medium stamper in, ready to roll. And I'll stamp this to show you as well. Now, looking at all this, you can probably gather that most of these stamp the same on card. I think you'll find that the main thing you'll see with stamping with different stampers is, with the squishy ones at least, is actually on your nails. As far as stamping is concerned on a piece of cardboard, it really is very, very similar. If we have a look, there you go, that's the medium one there. Okay, so there's a new one that's come out on the market, and excuse this is a bit dirty because I've actually borrowed this from somebody, so it's a bit mucky. Fab Your Nails, they are, which is FABUR Nails, they are now bringing out their own stamper sets as well. They have the silicone refill heads, which they're only charging $2 each for, or you can buy it as a set for $6.50. But this is just the head itself, so I'm actually going to use this head in my Excel stamper. So if you want to, you could just buy one from the head itself from Fab Your Nails. And I have to say that the other thing they do is a lot of nail art brushes, like this one here. If you ever get a chance to spend the money in their store, please go there and grab their brushes. Are unbelievable. I'll be using this in one of the videos I'm going to be doing later this week. So the silicone one is really squishy. I think I'd probably compare it maybe to the soft squishy head from Messy Mansion. I should grab it and show you. So that's, you can see. So it's actually quite squishy. So yeah, I'd say it's probably about the same. I'm not sure as far as picking up. I've actually only used this once or twice, but I'm going to show you now how it picks up. So I'll grab a bit of polish, scrape it over. You can see it picks up lovely and clear. And just stamped it down. And there is the image. Now, see if I can zoom that in a bit. You can see that the image isn't actually as clear using that silicone stamper as some of the other ones that I have done. Interestingly enough, now this has been primed. It may need priming some more. I did clean it, but if you have a look, this is the first time this has actually happened. Some of the actual polish has stayed on the stamper. Now, I don't know whether that's a silicone thing. I've got the Creative stamper here in a second, so I'm going to use that. It comes off, no dramas. I like how it's very squishy though. That's going to fit on my nails great if I do that. But not my favourite of them all so far. But silicone is very new to me. I'm used to using the old ones. Okay, so the next stamper that's out there is the Universal Polish stamper. Now, I don't know where you can get these in Australia, but I have heard that some of the websites are going to get them in stock. This is very different from anything I've ever tried. It's really heavy. Like, the two of them, that probably weighs 3 times what that weighs. I'm assuming it's weighted for stamping, or I don't know. It's weird. And the actual stamper itself is totally different to what I've ever used before. It's really hard. It's not rubber or silicone. I'm not sure what it is. It kind of reminds me of a door stopper, if that makes sense. This comes in a double-ended one like this, so you've got your large end, and if I give a comparison, it's the same size as your XL stamper, and then it comes in a little end too, and if you show it's a little bit smaller. I don't know what the retail is for these, because I was lent this by Nail Stamping Queen, so I could just compare things and show you how things work. I'm going to stamp on this now, so I rub it down, pick it up. I'm noticing it's not picking it up as well as I would like it to, and I just stamped it. Let me show you. I'm knocking my thing over, and there you go. Just focus in. You have a look. It stamps better than that, but I don't think anywhere near as good as, say, the squishy stampers. Okay, last one up is the Creative Stamper. Now, I got this in the post a couple of weeks ago. I ordered it through a pre-order with Nail Stamping Queen. You can purchase these for $15 through them. And Drama Queen Nails also has them for sale, I think for $14.50. So depending on what else you're purchasing, go with whatever store. But I do have a discount code for both of those stores on my blog this month. So check it both out, see what you need to purchase, and they're pretty much the same price. Now this is different again. If you have a look at, let's grab a standard stamper, squishy stamper, and have a look at the difference. It's massive compared to the standard ones, and even compared to the XL, it's quite large, but it's very small, though very easy to use. If you have a look, it's quite squishy, not as squishy as the silicone from Fab Your Nails, and it just pops in. As far as I know, you can actually buy extra heads to go with this as well, so you don't, if your head goes all yucky, you can actually purchase another one. So I'm going to stamp this next and show you. If you have a look, I just want to show you that, and it's going to dry, so I'm going to redo it, but the whole thing only fits on half of it. It's brilliant. You can get so much more on such a large stamping head. And there it is stamped. I'll zoom that in on that, and you can see you've got fairly clear stamping on that one as well. Okay, so which stamper is the best value for money? If you're starting out stamping and you don't want to spend a lot, maybe $10, $15, I'd probably recommend go to Born Pretty store. You can pick up the cheap 99-cent stamper. They do free shipping worldwide, and if you check on the comments, there'll be a code which is CATG10. That will give you 10% off everything in Born Pretty. They also do stamping plates from 99 cents as well. So if you know, for $10 you can buy yourself 2 stamping polishes, 3 or 4 plates, and a stamper, and you can start and see if you actually like stamping or not, and if it's for you. If you decide that you love stamping and you want to go ahead and spend the money, I love my rectangle stamper. It's great value for $8. If you want to spend a little bit more money, I'd probably go with the Creative Stamper. This is silicone, it's going to last a long time, and if you've got long nails, you're going to get a lot of coverage with a large surface area. The other ones that are good are the basic XL with the different types of heads. If you've got very flat nails, I'd probably go for a harder stamper. If you've got really C-curve nails like my nails are, I'd go for a medium or a soft stamper head in an XL stamper. That's the only disadvantage with the Creative Stamper, is it's one size and one amount of pressure you can use, whereas you can actually swap and change your heads with the XL stamper. Everything will be in the links will be in the comments, so you can purchase them all, and prices will be there. I hope this video has been informative, and there'll be some new ones up later this week.